Once upon a time, in a lush green forest, there lived a clever and resourceful bunny rabbit named Benny. Benny was known for his friendly nature and the many friends he had made over time. He took great pride in these friendships, believing that they would always be there to help him whenever he needed them. However, with the sense of entitlement, little did Benny know that his friends were about to teach him the most valuable lesson in life. One sunny morning, as Benny hopped through the forest, he heard the distant and menacing barking of wild dogs. Fear gripped his heart, and he knew he had to seek help immediately. Without wasting a moment, Benny hopped as fast as he could towards his dear friend, Danny the deer. "Danny! Danny!" Benny called out, panting for breath. "Some wild dogs are chasing me. Can you use your sharp antlers to scare them away?" Danny the deer looked at Benny with a calm expression on his face. "Benny, my friend, I wish I could help you," Danny replied. "But I am busy right now. Why don't you ask Barry the bear for assistance? He is much stronger than I am." Benny's heart sank a little, but he didn't lose hope. He hurriedly made his way through the forest, his ears perked up, searching for his next potential savior. He soon found Barry the bear, who was leisurely scratching his back against a tree. "Barry! Barry!" Benny exclaimed, hopping around in a hasty manner. "Please, my dear friend, you are so strong. Can you please help me chase away the wild dogs?" Barry the bear let out a big yawn and lazily replied, "I'm sorry, Benny, but I'm feeling starving and tired at the moment. I need to find some food to regain my energy. Perhaps you should seek the assistance of Monty the monkey. He's quick and clever." Disheartened but determined, Benny dashed off in search of Monty the monkey, hoping that this time his plea for help would be answered. As he reached Monty's favorite tree, he called out with desperation in his voice, "Monty! Monty! Please, my friend, the wild dogs are after me. Can you use your agility to scare them away?" Monty the monkey swung from branch to branch, seemingly lost in his world. He turned his head towards Benny and said, "Oh, Benny, I'd love to help, but I'm busy collecting my favorite fruits right now. Why don't you try Eloise the elephant? Her sheer size and strength might do the trick." Feeling increasingly helpless, Benny approached Eloise the elephant with a glimmer of hope still flickering within him. He explained his predicament, desperately pleading for her assistance. But once again, his hopes were dashed as Eloise replied, "I'm sorry, Benny, but I'm preoccupied with a task of my own. Why don't you ask Gary the goat? He's quite resourceful." One by one, Benny approached each of his friends, pouring out his fears and asking for help. Yet each time he was met with excuses and deflections. Benny couldn't help but feel a deep sense of sadness and disappointment. He realized that his friends, who he thought would always be there for him, were not as reliable as he had believed. Feeling abandoned and alone, Benny decided that he had to find a way to protect himself. He scurried away from his friends and found solace under a thick bush, where he lay very still, barely daring to breathe. The wild dogs searched high and low, but they failed to discover the hidden bunny rabbit. Frustrated and hungry, they eventually gave up their pursuit and moved on to chase other unsuspecting animals. At that moment of solitude, Benny had a revelation. He realized his entitlement mentality that he couldn't always rely on others to come to his rescue. He had to learn to rely on himself, to be self-sufficient and independent. It was a valuable lesson that life had taught him through the unhelpfulness of his friends. From that day forward, Benny made a conscious effort to focus on himself and his abilities. He became resourceful and responsible, honing his skills of observation and quick thinking. He learned to navigate the forest, avoiding danger and finding food on his own. Benny's self-reliance grew stronger with each passing day, and he became a wiser and more resilient rabbit. As time went on, Benny encountered other animals in need of assistance. Despite his past experiences, Benny couldn't turn a blind eye to their pleas for help. He understood the importance of lending a hand to those in need, even if his friends had failed him. Benny became the friend he had always hoped to have, a true companion who wouldn't let others face their problems alone. Through his newfound wisdom, Benny also realized the significance of choosing the right kind of friends. He understood that it wasn't about finding someone who could solve all his problems, but rather finding someone who would stand by his side and support him through life's challenges. It was about surrounding himself with friends who genuinely cared, who would lend a listening ear, offer advice, and provide comfort when needed. Benny's story spread throughout the forest, and his transformation inspired other animals to embrace their own independence and nurture meaningful friendships. The forest became a community of creatures who understood the value of self-reliance while also fostering a sense of compassion and camaraderie. And so, the tale of Benny, the once dependent bunny, became a fable told to young animals as they grew older. It served as a reminder that relying on oneself was essential, but it was equally important to seek true friends who would walk alongside them on life's journey. In the end, Benny's unhelpful friends inadvertently taught him one of life's most valuable lessons. Through their reluctance to assist him, he discovered the strength within himself and the importance of finding genuine companions who would never let him face his trials alone. And as Benny hopped through the forest, his newfound wisdom shining in his eyes, he carried with him the timeless wisdom: it is better to rely on yourself than depend on others. But when seeking companionship, don't look for someone who will solve all your problems. Look for someone who won't let you face them alone. The end. Thank you for watching. Consider to like, share, and subscribing for more videos like this from this channel. We love you.